February is Academic Excellence Month. It's week 5, and we're asking students how they're preparing for the midterms ahead. What are your tips for preparing for midterms?
Find the best place to study. I don't like the library because I like to be able to move around more.
Where do you like to study?
In my room. But it gets hard because I have 2 roommates.
I don't really have any. I kind of just see how it goes.
Just roll with it?
Yes.
Start early and not the night before, because you remember things better that way.
To actually study, I think. That's the biggest one. Don't tell yourself you're going to study if you know you're not going to do it. Schedule time, plan in advance, I guess.
Some tips for preparing for midterms. I like to go to Dixon because it relieves stress. I always stock up on healthy food and stuff. I always like to start early, so I'm not getting ready like the day before my midterm, even though I tell myself that. It doesn't always happen.
I would say set aside a ton of time to spend in the library. Try to limit all distractions. That includes, like for me, since I stay in the dorms, I find it easier to actually go to the library and study somewhere else, because if I'm in my dorm, there's a lot of distractions.
Too many distractions.
Yeah.
Don't start like 2 days before. Honestly, look at the syllabus, find out the actual dates, and plan to start studying like a week ahead, because it'll be the greatest feeling in the world when all of your friends are like, oh my goodness, midterms, and you're just sitting there playing video games because you already studied.
How do you mentally prepare for midterms?
Coffee.
Coffee, lots of coffee?
Yeah, coffee and sleep. Sleep like 12 hours a day before midterms.
Yeah.
Hibernate.
Lots of coffee.
Usually when I'm walking to the midterm, I kind of give myself a little pep talk in my mind telling me I can do it.
Yeah.
And, even if I don't do well, my mom's still going to love me in the morning.
I love making lists, so I always prioritize lists. This what needs to be done first and then last. So that kind of, even though that doesn't relieve my stress, but that helps me prioritize my stress and my responsibilities. And then I like to play basketball, so I kind of shoot around. Even if I have a midterm the next day, I take an hour or so, shoot some hoops and stuff.
Make sure you're still social, not too social.
Do you prefer tests in class or writing a paper?
Probably writing a paper, just because it's really easy to access the writing center, peer reviews, or even going to the prof and asking questions. But tests in class can be nice too. They're normally quicker.
I think writing a paper, because it's harder for them to grade it, so I feel like you have a higher chance of getting a better grade.
Definitely in-class tests. Papers are not my thing.
Why is that?
Because I'm a horrible writer, and I'm also an engineer, so.
Probably writing a paper, just because I could do it on my own time.
Do you have any test rituals?
Yeah, I usually blast music in my room right before I take a test. Gets me pumped up. Some Chief Keef or something.
It's kind of funny, but if I'm going to a test, and when I'm leaving my room, my house, I always drink a cup of milk. Just always before I go to an exam. Warm milk.
I don't know, I'll coffee up an hour beforehand. Make sure there were no activities the night previously that would make the test go poorly.
With a lot of coffee and planning ahead, students say that these are the best tips for preparing for midterms. This has been Rebeckah Puppo for Beaver News.